losers at, or like top 15 ranked players. So she's been playing very, very well. She's due for a win against one of these big names. All right. What's going on? Welcome. Pegula versus Raducanu. They played some bangers over the last couple of years. And this could be an interesting one. We also got Sinner playing, and he's in trouble, which is weird. He is struggling. All right. Let's see. Let's see if Marozsan can win the second. Pegula versus Emma game will be exciting. Emma will not budge. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, Marozsan forehand. Goes long. Love 15. Love 15. As Marozsan comes in and puts a forehand long. Stupid shot. Didn't have to hit it that hard. Love for 30. Chance for Sinner to break back. Love 30. As Marozsan serves a fault. Second serve. Sinner returns into the forehand Marozsan. And Sinner forehand again, the forehand Marozsan. Sinner with a backhand pass. Marozsan backhand in the net. Love 40. Marozsan in big trouble to give the break back. Yeah, Marozsan, sloppy game. All right, Marozsan hits it in the net. We're back on serve. All right, 5-all. Sinner breaks back like it wasn't even, nothing even happened. Shocking game by Marozsan. All right. Sinner to serve to get the lead back. All right. $15 love. All right, 30 love. Nice serve again from Sinner. As Marozsan hits a return winner, 30-15. All right, 30-15. Sinner serves again. A fault, second serve. Alcaraz is playing in like couple hours. 30-15. The return from Marozsan goes out. 40-15. 40-15. 40-15. As Marozsan returns short. And Sinner goes straight at Marozsan. He hits it long, and it's 6-5 Sinner. Marozsan's going to serve to stay in the match. Love Pegula, personality cool, no drama, and she's a great player. There you go. All right. Boy, Fritz is trying to get the break against Brooksby. He is 3-2. By the way, a lot of people rocking up for Raducanu Pegula. Love that. That is a smart crowd right there. They know. They know this is the match to be. The match to be at. I love Emma because she's my wife. Good one. 6-5. Sinner. Sinner. All right. Emma's going to win straight sets, hopefully. Okay. Although it's been a tough match for Emma, she's on fire in top form. I will think Emma will win this one. Yeah, I picked Emma in the preview in 3. I feel like she's due for a big win. As that goes out by Marozsan on the forehand, love 15. And we'll talk more about this in the next, when we watch Raducanu Pegula properly. But yeah, Raducanu has only been losing to top quality players in recent matches or recent tournaments. Like the worst loss she's had this year was back in February. But since then, since like Indian Wells, she's only been really losing to high quality players. Which is super impressive. Love 30. Sinner to win the second and to get this match done. That goes wide by Marozsan. It's love 40. Sinner to take the win. Not pretty. Second set was ugly, but again, a win's a win. Back here, return to the forehand of Marozsan. Backing it from Sinner to the forehand of Marozsan. Sinner with the forehand again. The forehand of Marozsan. Sinner forehand. Again to the Marozsan forehand. Sinner goes again to the forehand of Marozsan. Sinner with the backhand cross court. Marozsan's got it. But hits it in the net. There it is. Sinner wins. 7-5 in the second. Ugly second set. But Sinner gets it done. He gets it done in straight sets. And he'll take on De Minaur tomorrow. Yay. Yay. I'm so happy for that match. Can't wait. I might be busy tomorrow, just saying. I might be out tomorrow. I might not be around tomorrow. Just saying. Tomorrow I might be busy. I'm just saying. All right. Sinner wins. Sinner gets the dub. Wasn't a pretty second set though. Marozsan was shocking at the end of that match. He was like, once he got the break, he just fell off. Those last 3 games from Marozsan were horrible. But yeah. But look, Sinner wins. That's all that matters, right? Maybe it will be different. Maybe. All right. jump on over if you want to keep watching the women's match between Pegula and Raducanu. Should be a very interesting match. They haven't come out on court yet, so we haven't even started. But jump on over if you want to keep watching that one. But Sinner wins 6-1, 7-5. And he will play de Minaur in the semis tomorrow of Beijing. Not sure what time, probably around this time tomorrow, so be prepared for that one. But Sinner gets a win. All right. Cool. All right. Pegula versus Raducanu. They still haven't hit the court yet, so maybe they're waiting for this match to finish so we can watch the match. But 3-3 for Fritz and Brooksby. All right. Emma for the win. Okay. Sinner got broken at 4-4 and then won 12 of the next 13 points. Yeah, he just fell off. Sinner got a lot of free points at the end of that match. Pegula in 3, you reckon? Okay. Yeah, I feel like this one could be very tough. Red scoreboard was better. Well, too bad. We're back to normal. I dropped my pen. By the way, Alcaraz starts after Fritz and Brooksby, which might be in like an hour and a half. But we'll see. We probably have to do a doubleheader with Alcaraz as well, but that's all right. Why so many retirements? It's just that time of year. Everyone's tired. I'm tired. You're tired. They're tired. You know? Everybody's just tired, you know? It's just that time of the year. Cartel wins? Boo. Why does she have to play Aussies and beat them? Why is she beating up all the Aussies? What does she have that's against the Aussies? Shit. Sick of her playing Australians. Can she just be nice? The hell's that all about? What do we ever do? Oh, man. Hey, Andre, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you for the 9 months. Does Cartel play the winner of this match? Yes. No. Cartel plays Andreeva. The winner of this match will play Kostyuk. Yeah, winner of this match will play Kostyuk. All right, we're still waiting for these players to come out on court. So I'm going to fill my tea up. I'll be back in a second. All right. Players on court. And we are ready to warm up. Cool. All right. Anyways, players are warming up. Good crowd as well. Good crowd in the house. All right. It's been a long season. It sure has. It's not over yet. Still lots to do. All right. It's a good opportunity for Raducanu. Like I said, she's only lost to like high quality players. These are the players that she's lost to this year, right? Swiatek, Buksha, Vondrousova, Alexandrova, Mukova, Uchiyama. So two of those matches, you're like, that was strange. Uchiyama and Buksha, right? The two weird, strange losses. Then she lost to Pegula, Kostyuk, Gauff, Collins, Swiatek, Zhang. Then she lost to Joint Eastbourne. Joint won that tournament. Sabalenka, Kalinskaya, and then the last four losses have been against Anisimova, Sabalenka, Rybakina, and Krejcikova. Like, 19 losses. Two of those losses are very, like, a random. I'll tell you what her record is against top 20 opponents. 3-10. So half of her losses were against top 20 players. Raducanu, which is not bad. She's 1-9. Actually, sorry, 9 out of her 19 losses are against top 10 players this year, Raducanu. She's 1 win, 9 losses this year, Raducanu, against top 10. Her only win being against Navarro back in Miami. So yeah, I mean, she's played 10 top 10 players this year. Lost lots of those matches, but that's impressive that she's played that many top 10 players. The only downside for Raducanu is that her ranking is still low, that she's going to have to play these big names early. But if she gets through one of these big top 10 players, she will then be able to use that to her advantage in the draw. Not that the draw gets easier, right? She's still got to play, the Swiatek, Kostyuk, Navarro. Like, this draw is still very tough. But if she can get through Pegula, the quarterfinals are right there. And she's due for a big win, Raducanu. She's had, like I said, Rybakina at the US Open. Cincinnati, she lost to Sabalenka. Montreal, she lost to Anisimova. Sabalenka at Wimbledon. Zhang at Queen's Club. Swiatek at the French. They're the recent losses to top 10. She's had a very tough draws, really. So anyone who thinks Raducanu is playing bad or having a bad year just doesn't want to read the stats. I reckon Pegula is beatable as long as Emma doesn't run out of steam. Well, that's the thing, right? The longer this, like, if this match is a long physical battle, it's advantage Pegula, clearly. But I don't know. I give Raducanu a chance. I think this could be the opportunity. This could be the chance for her to finally break through one of these tough matchups. You know. All right. Here we go. Let's see if Raducanu can do it. Raducanu serving first. As she's the forehand winner down the line, it's love 15. Sorry, 15 love. 15 love. Great start. I've got Raducanu in 3. Emma versus Pegula had tough matches, yeah, for sure. All right, love 15 love. Raducanu serves a fault, second serve. As we have a forehand from Pegula into the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula forehand to the backhand of Raducanu. As Pegula again to the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula with the backhand again, but it goes long. 30 love. 30 love. And yeah, Carlos is playing after Fritz, so Fritz is 4-0 in the first set. There's a forehand on the stretch from Raducanu, and then Pegula puts it away. And it's 30-15. All right, 30-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Raducanu. Raducanu hits it out, 30-0. All right, 30-0. As Raducanu hits it out again. 30-40. $30-40. $30-40. First serve is a fault. Second serve. There's the backhand return into the backhand of Raducanu, backhand of Pegula. Into the backhand of Raducanu is Pegula with the forehand from Raducanu. Again to the forehand of Pegula as Raducanu puts up a lob. Pegula with the backhand. Raducanu gets his right. Pegula volleys it into the forehand of Raducanu, hits it for a winner, cross court. Great rally by Raducanu. Deuce. Great hustle. All right, deuce. Nice running by Raducanu. Good serve. Advantage Raducanu. Advantage Raducanu. As that goes down the return. And it's 1-love Raducanu. Good start. All right. Love 15. And a fault from Pegula, second serve. So it goes out by Pegula, love 30. Love 30. All right, love 40 as Pegula keeps hitting it out. Love 40. As Pegula serves into the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula again to the forehand of Raducanu. It's Pegula forehand again. Goes in the net. Raducanu breaks. 2-love. 2-0. All right. All right. Two zero Raducanu. All right. Pegula with a good return, love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As the return goes nowhere because it was an ace. 15-all. 15-all. As we double for Raducanu, 15-30. Fritz about to win the first set, by the way. $15.30. As the return goes backhand, Raducanu hits it wide. 15-40. Raducanu to give the break back. $15.40. She serves an ace. One save. 30-40. $30-40 as Raducanu still down break point. And Pegula hits a return out. And it's deuce. All right, deuce as that goes out by Pegula. Advantage Raducanu. As Pegula returns into the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula with the backhand into the forehand again of Raducanu. Pegula again to the forehand of Raducanu as Pegula goes down the line. But it's in the net. 3-love Raducanu. She stays up the break. 3-0. Okay. All right. 3-love. Great start by Raducanu. Whew. Oh, man. All right, 3-0. By Fritz 6-4 first set. So that's fun. And the winner of this will take on Kostyuk in a couple of days. How long did Fritz take to win that first set? I think it was like an hour. All right, 3-love Raducanu. As with a backhand, into the backhand of Pegula. Pegula hits it wide. Love 15. Love 15. As Raducanu puts up a forehand lob. And it goes long. And it's 15-0. As Pegula serves a fault, second serve. All right, 30-15. As that goes out by Raducanu on the return. 40-15. As Pegula serves a fault, second serve. As Raducanu hits it out on the return, Pegula's on the board. 3-1. 3-1 to Raducanu. All right, 3-1. Raducanu with the break. Now we got a fault, second serve. All right. That goes out in the return from Pegula, 15-love. $15-love. All right, 15-0. All right, nice volley by Raducanu, 30-15. As Raducanu goes to the forehand of Pegula. Pegula in there, 40-15. $40-15. $40-15. As Raducanu serves the back into Pegula. Forehand Raducanu. As Pegula again to the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula comes to the net. Raducanu, nope. Pegula hit it long. All right. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. Raducanu. 1 second, chat. All right, 4-1. 4-1. Raducanu with the lead. As Pegula serves a fault second serve. All right, love 15. As Raducanu hits a backhand winner, and it's love 30. Love 30. All right, 15-30. As Pegula comes to the net, Raducanu with a pass. Pegula with a volley, winner, 30-all. As Pegula with an ace, 40-30. As it a forehand now from Pegula in the net, and we get the deuce. A fault from Pegula, second serve. As with a backhand, forehand winner by Raducanu. Advantage Raducanu for a 5-1 lead Just serve for the set. Oh. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve, the backhand of Raducanu. And she hits a return long. Deuce. Deuce. As Raducanu returns the forehand of Pegula. As Raducanu with the slice. Pegula forehand again. The backhand of Raducanu sliced. Into the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu to the forehand of Pegula. Again, the backhand of Raducanu as Pegula forehand cross court. Raducanu gets it. Pegula forehand again. Raducanu slices it back into the forehand of Pegula, who hits an inside out forehand winner. All right, advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula to keep it within one break. By the way, Fritz is level in the second. Won the first 6-2 against 6-4 against Brooksby. Advantage Pegula. For Raducanu for a 4-2 lead. Hands it a backhand into the forehand of Raducanu. Backhand out from Pegula. To the slice of Raducanu. Pegula backhand into the forehand of Raducanu as Pegula backhand slice again. Raducanu with a slice. Pegula hits a backhand pass and shot winner. 4-2. Raducanu with the break. 4-2. All right. Five-two. 4-2, sorry. 4-2. All right. Love 15s. Pegula comes to net. As Raducanu comes to the net, but Pegula hit the tape on the way through. And wins the point. Love 30. Love 30. As Pegula hits the ball long. 15-30. Ah, 15-30. Raducanu serves the front of Pegula. Return into the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula backhand again. It's Raducanu into the forehand of Pegula. And Pegula hits a winner. 15-30. 15-40. To get back on serve. All right, 15-40. The return goes to the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula forehand again, the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula backhand slice. Goes in. Raducanu gets it back into the forehand of Pegula. There's Raducanu forehand to the backhand of Pegula, to the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula forehand into the slice of Raducanu. It's Pegula forehand again, goes long, and it's 30-40. One saved. All right. One save. 30-40. Is it back in? Nope. That's called a let. As we got a fault, second serve. Serve to the back end of Pegula. Slice from Raducanu to the back end of Pegula. As Raducanu forehand into the forehand of Pegula. Again, the forehand of Raducanu. Raducanu hits it out. Pegula breaks. 4-3. 4-3. All right, 4-3. All right. Back on serve. All right, 4-3. All right. 4-3. Are we going to stream Zverev Medvedev? Probably not. At this stage. All right. Four three. We're back on serve. As Raducanu wins the first point, love 15. As Pegula wins the second point, 15-0. All right, 15-0. Pegula serves again. A let. As Pegula loses that point. 15-30. Chance for Raducanu to break and then serve for the set. As to backhand rally. Raducanu slice. Into the backhand of Pegula. Slice from Raducanu again. The backhand of Pegula. As Raducanu slice again. Goes long. 30-all. All right. As Pegula hits the easy one in the net, and it's 30-40. All right. As Raducanu hits a great return. And there's the break. Raducanu's going to serve for the set. 5-3. 5-3 Raducanu. She might still get this set after all. All right, 15-love. There's a bit of forehand now from Raducanu. The backhand of Pegula. Raducanu goes again to the backhand of Pegula as Raducanu forehand again. Pegula gets on the stretch. Raducanu forehand again to the forehand of Pegula on the stretch. Raducanu again to the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu can't get that one. Great forehand winner for Pegula. 15-all. As Pegula returns into the forehand of Raducanu. Forehand Pegula to the slice. Raducanu in the net. Ugh. No, 15-30. Raducanu serves again. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu forehand again. The backhand of Pegula. As Raducanu forehand cross court. Pegula gets it, but hits it in the net. 30-all. Raducanu 2 points away from the first set. 30-all. Return goes into the backhand of Raducanu. Raducanu hits a backhand winner. And it's set point Raducanu. 40-30. (40-30) to take the first set. As Raducanu serves a fault. Second serve. As a return from Pegula to the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula backhand. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula slice. Goes short and Raducanu puts it away. All right. Raducanu takes the first. 6-3. And from start to finish, Raducanu was very impressive. There was one game where Raducanu faltered. But Raducanu in that first set was very, very dominant. All right. 6-3. Great start. Great start for Raducanu. Eight winners, 11 errors. 12 winners and 17 errors from Pegula. Both. Well, Raducanu actually had less break points, but she just converted them. Her serve was better, Raducanu as well. A lot better serving from her than Pegula. What has been Emma's best result in a tournament since the US Open win? Semi-finals in Washington. At least recently. Quarterfinals in Miami, you could add that maybe, but... All right. This would be a good win for Emma. This would be a great win for Raducanu. I mean, like I said earlier, Raducanu has been very, very good this year. She's 28 wins, 19 losses. But out of those 19 losses, 9 of them have been against top 10 players. Right? Also, let me have a look. How many times this year has she lost to players that are higher ranked than her? Sorry, lower ranked than her. So she's lost 5 matches to players this year lower ranked than her. When she plays players that are lower ranked, 20 wins, 5 losses. Now, 2 of those losses were against... Actually, no, 3 of those losses were against players that are like basically neck and neck on the ranking. So she lost to Krejcikova in Seoul, where she had multiple match points. So that was very unlucky a couple of weeks ago. And Krejcikova is only 6 spots lower at the time. She lost to Kalinskaya at Washington, which was basically they were both in the 40s. 46 versus 48, so very close. She lost to Joint in Eastbourne, 38 versus 51. And Joint went on to win the tournament. So, how bad is that loss? And then in Strasbourg, she lost to Collins, who was 46 in the world, and Raducanu was 43. Buksha was 101 in the world when she lost to her back in, and Raducanu was 56. So, again, Raducanu's only had one terrible loss. And then again, she's beaten Buksha twice since then. And Buksha's not a bad player. She's just, her ranking at 101 was maybe a little low. So really, like, Raducanu's only had one shocking defeat. Everybody else she's lost to, 14 matches she's lost to higher ranked players. And those players, Rybakina, Sabalenka, Anisimova, Zhang, Swiatek, Gauff, Pegula, Mukova, Vondrousova, right? I mean, we're talking about the best players of the last couple of years. Like, she hasn't been losing to, she lost to Alexandrova. She lost to Uchiyama, right? Uchiyama, out of that bunch, is probably the most random player. But, again, Raducanu has been very good this year. She just hasn't been able to beat the top 10 players to get maybe some recognition, for her results. But this will go a long way. If she can win this match, it'll be her second top 10 win of the year. Like I said, she's played 10 players in the top 10 this year, and she's won one of them. So, if she can figure that out, that'd be great. Her best result, by the way, if she does win this match, this will be her biggest win of her career by ranking. Now, she has her second biggest result. Now, she has beaten Pegula before, who was number 5 in the world last year. So this year, it would be her fourth top 10 victory, second against Pegula, second highest ranked opponent that she's beaten. So that is what she's playing for. Now, against top 10 players, she's 3 wins, 16 losses. And like I said, most of those are, 5 of those 16 losses are against the number 1, right? She's lost to Sabalenka and Swiatek multiple times. But yeah, I mean, again, I think if you're saying that Raducanu sucks in 2025, you're not paying attention. Like, you're just a hater at that point, right? I mean, and that's fine. You don't have to like her, but you can't deny that she's playing well, and she's having her best season yet, her most consistent season yet. 2021 was her best year because she won a slam, but this is her best season. Slowly climbing up the rankings, doing things the right way, if there is a right way in tennis, but playing, getting, taking it step by step instead of just getting a grand slam off winning nothing else, right? Love 15. But let's see, because Pegula is not going to give up without a fight. We know that. Pegula is not just going to let this match go. All right, 15 all. All right, Raducanu with a fault, second serve. And Raducanu forehand to the backhand of Pegula. Backhand of Raducanu to the backhand of Pegula, who overhits it, 30-15. 30-15. As Raducanu serves again. $30-15. As the backhand goes to the forehand of Pegula. Slash Raducanu. To the forehand of Pegula as Pegula hits it long. And it's 40-15. $40-15. As we have a backhand now from Pegula. Raducanu with the drop shot, but Pegula gets there and puts it away. 40-30. Navarro isn't a great player. Beating her is not a big thing. Cool. Okay, so why are you here? 40-30. As Raducanu serves. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu forehand to the forehand of Pegula. Pegula puts it away. We get to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. Fritz just won, by the way. So that means Alcaraz is coming up in about 15 minutes. All right. We get to deuce. Pegula trying to get this early break in the second as we find out from Raducanu. Pegula with a backhand. As Raducanu backhand with Pegula. Slice from Pegula now to the backhand of Raducanu. That's Pegula backhand down the line. That's a great shot. Raducanu gets it back with a slice. Into the forehand of Pegula. As Raducanu forehand again. At the forward of Pegula, Raducanu slice again. To the backhand of Pegula, drop a bit of a short slice from Raducanu. Pegula gets it. And then Raducanu backhand cross court. Pegula gets that, but Raducanu puts it away. Great rally again. Advantage Raducanu. Advantage Raducanu. So yeah, Fritz in the final. He'll play the winner of Rude and Alcaraz. So yeah. So maybe. I'm not counting it yet, but maybe we get it. It's going to be so sad, though, if Fritz loses, because the amount of people that are just going to, like discount him winning it's going to be so disappointing, because Fritz deserves more than a week of celebrating that win. He deserves more than just 1 week of celebrating. It's going to be so shit if he loses, because the amount of people are going to come out and just be like, see, Fritz, it was a fluke. It's like, oh no. I want Fritz to have, I want him to be able to celebrate that win until Alcaraz, they play in like a couple of months. It's not fair that if Alcaraz wins and plays him, it's only a week. Unless Fritz wins again, and then what they're going to say, But yeah. It's a bit of a shame that if Alcaraz does beat Fritz, I mean, it depends on how he beats him. If Alcaraz beats Fritz in straights, then that sucks for Fritz. Anyways, Carlos has to beat Rude first, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, good hitting there from Raducanu, love 15. We'll start that match up in a bit. Love 15. As the return goes to forehand Pegula. Forehand Raducanu down the line's a winner. Jeez, Raducanu is playing so clean. Love 30. When is the final tomorrow? Does anyone know for Tokyo? I'm sure it's tomorrow night. So tomorrow we've got Sinner versus Demonor, which we'll be watching. And then I'm not sure what happens if the final of Tokyo is after that, maybe. Might be during that. We'll have to wait and see. 15:30. I'm guessing the final's probably around this time tomorrow. 15:30. Let's do a serve now from Pegula. There's a fault. Second serve. As the return goes out by Raducanu, 30 all. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. As the backhand return goes back in Pegula. Pegula in the net. 30-40, Raducanu to get the break. 30-40. A bit of fault, second serve. All right, second serve. There's a let. Serve to the back of Raducanu. Pegula forehand. Goes long. Raducanu with a set and a break against Pegula. All right. Raducanu is kind of cruising. which is a little surprising. I mean, it's not over yet, but it's a little surprising that Pegula's not making it super tough. All right. Let's start this Alcaraz-Rude match and figure out what the hell is that going to look like. Can Rude do the impossible? He's beaten Alcaraz last time they played, so it's not impossible, it's just improbable. Can he do the improbable? All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Semi-finals of Tokyo. Alcaraz versus Rude. Winner plays Fritz, who just won earlier today. So that's where we are. Also, we've got Raducanu taking on Pegula. Raducanu's up a set and a break, which is fun. She is playing very well. Here's Emma Raducanu. I really don't think Labour Cup should count towards head-to-head, but I'm sure you've had this conversation. Yeah, well, if Labour Cup doesn't count, then neither should Davis Cup. So, and next gen finals shouldn't count either. Which I agree with, because next gen finals is like that does. I mean, I don't know how that counts. Like that's crazy to me. I feel like on the I wish on the ATP and WTA websites there was a way to filter head-to-head between Grand Slams, 1,000... Because, like, a Grand Slam... Like, matches at Grand Slams are obviously more important and higher stakes than a match at a 1,000, right? Or a 250. I wish they could have, like... We could break it down where you could press a button and it shows, like, okay, head-to-head, you know, at 1,000 events... is 3-0 or something, right? And you go, that makes a difference because that's a best of three. Or like a Grand Slam. Somebody might have a 2-0 record against a Grand Slam at a Slam, and it's different, right? And then team events, right? Labour Cup, Davis Cup, United Cup, they should be in their own category as well. Because team events are different, right? Sometimes you come in, your team needs you, the country's on your back, right? Sometimes you come in, it's a dead rubber, and you don't need a win. There's no pressure. Right? So there's different like circumstances for this stuff. And I wish the ATP and WTA websites had a way to differentiate them. You know? Because there are different things on the line in those, they're all obviously matches, head-to-head matches, but I don't know. I wish they just had a way of doing that. Like, make it easy. We could obviously do it, like, manually, but I kind of wish that they had the website sorted that you could just do that. You could sort by, head-to-head by, especially when they're played, like, 10 plus times. You know? It's 30-15. Raducanu with a set and a break. But, yeah. Raducanu forehand, again to the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu backhand. Into the form of Pegula on the stretch. Raducanu down the line. To the slice of Pegula. In comes Raducanu with the volley, but it hit the tape, went in. And then Pegula comes to the net. Raducanu. So Pegula on the baseline. Raducanu with the net. And then eventually Raducanu volleys it in the net. And it's 30 all. 30 all. If Davis Cup counts, so should Labour Cup. Yeah. Pegula was in similar position also against Noskova in Bad on Berg semis and won the match. There you go. There you go. John still not loving Raducanu. All right. Also, I think the roof might be shut in Tokyo. Are we playing indoors? Are we inside? Are we playing inside? I didn't see the Fritz match. Are we inside? It looks like the roof is shut. Does that make a difference? I don't know. 30-all. Is it a fault from Raducanu? Second serve. I don't think it makes a difference. All right, 30-all. Raducanu trying to keep this break. As the return goes to forehand to Raducanu. Forehand now from Pegula. Into the slice of Raducanu. Pegula backhand. Raducanu gets it, but it hits it in the net. 30-40. Pegula to get back on serve. 30-40. 30-40. Is Pegula injured? No. 30-40. Backhand to backhand rally. As Raducanu shanks it wide. All right, we're back on serve. 2-all. Pegula's age is showing. How old is she? I think she's like 30. All right, we're back on serve. Low-ranked player should be banned. Very poor matches. Special in men's section. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Low-ranked players should be banned. That doesn't make any sense. Without them, we have no tennis. Like, what do you mean? Anyways, 2-0. As Pegula hits a winner, 15-love. All right, Alcaraz and Rude are about to kick off. Winner plays Fritz, who beat Brooksby earlier today. Is the roof open or am I? It's open, right? Did they open the roof? Am I blind? Their roof is open, right? Did they open the roof? I can't tell. The roof is open, right? Maybe they... I don't know. I think the roof is open. I think it's open. Anyways, 15-0. As with a serve from Pegula. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula forehand into the net. 15-30. Chance for Raducanu to get the break again. 15-30. 15-30. Hands it a backhand rally. Raducanu again with the backhand from Pegula. Pegula in the net. And Pegula throws her racket into the ground. 15-40. Yeah, Pegula's not playing as well as we know she can. Raducanu is putting on a lot of pressure though, so... But Pegula is not playing as well as she should. All right, Rude walks out first. As Pegula hits a backhand winner, that's better. 30-40. Yeah, Emma's forcing a lot of errors out of Pegula for sure. 30-40. Still break point for Raducanu as she comes to the net. Pegula with the pass. Raducanu with the volley in the net. And we get the deuce. Chat. I don't think it's going to happen. But could Rude beat Alcaraz tonight? Could that happen? I don't know how it happens, but could it happen? I mean, Rude's no slouch. I think Rude gets underestimated a lot, but not today, right? I mean, today he's playing Alcaraz, right? It's not... Or are we underestimating Rude and he's going to beat Alcaraz and we're going to be like, what the hell? I think you're tweaking. Maybe. Maybe I am. Anyways, Pegula with the advantage, but Raducanu with good defense gets back to deuce. Sorry, great offense gets back to deuce. Raducanu, lovely slice backhand winner. Even Pegula gave that a round of applause. All right, deuce. I think it'll be a close match. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Alcaraz should win. But Rude shouldn't be underestimated. By the way, the lady who's tossing the coin is tiny. Especially next to the players. Anyways, advantage Pegula. She must be famous or something. Is she a famous person? Does anyone know? Is she like a famous actress or something? I don't know. I went to Japan for like 4 days. I didn't learn enough. Pegula hits it in the net. We get back to deuce. Hey, Linda, thank you for the 41 months. Appreciate it. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Pegula trying to just get in front. As the backhand goes in the front of Raducanu, forehand from Pegula. Into the front of Raducanu as Pegula forehand to the back of Raducanu. Into the slice of Pegula. Raducanu forehand cross court in the net to advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. All right, serving to the back end of Raducanu. Pegula forehand in the net, back to deuce. Alcaraz and Rude. By the way, Rude won their last match in Turin last year. 4-1 in favor of Alcaraz, but the last match they played was a Rude win. They also played the US Open 2022, where it was a very close 4 sets. And the third set could have gone to Rude, which would have meant he would have gone up 2-1 in that final. But Alcaraz clutched and won his first Grand Slam. So Rude has been competitive against Alcaraz in the past on hard courts. So that's fun. But he also hasn't played this Alcaraz. This ridiculous leveled Alcaraz. That, like, how do you beat this guy? If he's not playing bad, how do you beat him? Like, if your only hope is that he doesn't play well, good luck. All right, advantage Pegula to get the lead in the second. Serving the back of Raducanu. Pegula forehand into the back of Raducanu. It's Pegula backhand. Into the back of Raducanu. It's Pegula with the forehand cross court. Raducanu down the line. Pegula gets it. Raducanu backhand. It goes long. And finally, Pegula holds. She takes the lead 3-2. 3-2. Pegula in the second. Rude is trying to qualify for the ATP finals as well this week. Or at least not this week, but in general. He is currently number 11 in the race to finals. You could say he's actually number 9 because both Djokovic and Draper are not going to play. So Rude is sort of on the cusp of ATP finals. If he does win this title, That'll go a long way. It's hard, though, because the difference between like 8 and 9, if you keep Djokovic in there, is like 600 points. So, because Musetti, Demon, or Shelton have all done really, really well this year. And FAA's done okay, but only recently. Rude, Rublev, Bublik, Runa are all behind. But if Djokovic pulls out, then that number 8 spot is well and truly up for grabs. There's a lot of players that could take it. There's a lot of players that could take that number 8 spot. If Djokovic does withdraw. He hasn't officially withdrawn, and he's playing this week. So, but yeah. But currently, we only have Alcaraz and Sinner qualified. If Zverev does win Shanghai, he'll qualify. But yeah. All right, 3-2. On the women's side, by the way, Gauff, if she wins tomorrow, Gauff, she'll qualify. And if Anisimova can win, make the final, I think she'll qualify. So the WTA finals race, we could have 4 spots locked up by the end of the week. And then you've got Keys, Andreeva, Pegula, Raducanu, Palini, who round out the 9, and then Alexandra Eala at 10. But she's a bit further behind. So yeah, it's going to be a real battle for those last few spots. Probably between Raducanu and Palini, it seems like. Those are the two that are going to be battling it out. Because remember, we've only got one more big tournament left. And with Raducanu losing this week and Palini still alive, Palini's got a good chance of taking that number 8 spot going into Wuhan. And then in Wuhan, it's almost the last event. Or at least it's the last big event before the WTA finals. They're still going to play, though. There's some, you can play in, obviously, there's Tokyo and Osaka and stuff. You can go play that. All right. 15-0. Raducanu down 2-3. All right. Rude serving first. I'm going to go Alcaraz and straights, but I'll tell you, I don't know what it is, but maybe I'm just tired. But Rude doing something, I don't know. He's not going to do anything against the forehand because Alcaraz just smoked it. I don't know. I feel like underestimating Rude is a bad idea. But also Alcaraz is playing ridiculous. I don't know. I'm still going Alcaraz and straights, but I don't like underestimating Casper Ruud. It seems like a bad idea. Anyway, slice from Alcaraz goes out, and it's 15-0. All right. 30-15 for Raducanu. As Pegula return, the forehand of Raducanu. Pegula backhand. Into the slice of Raducanu. Into the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu backhand goes wide. As she tries to go down the line. 30-0. Good serve from Rude. 30-15. Jesus. A massive serve. 30-15. All right. 30-0. It's Raducanu with a good serve. Gets the 40-30. Hope you got the milestone. I've been waiting. Really missing your channel lately. Moved to better Wi-Fi. Hey, Linda, thank you for the 41 months. Appreciate that. Thanks for sticking around this long. 40-30 Raducanu. There's Alcaraz forehand again, just lethal. 30-0. Forehand now from Raducanu. The forehand of Pegula. Raducanu backhand. Into the backhand of Pegula is Raducanu. Again to the backhand of Pegula. To the backhand of Raducanu is Pegula. Again to the backhand of Raducanu. It's gone backhand to backhand at the moment. And then Raducanu down the line. Backhand is wide. And we get the deuce. As return goes in the net by Alcaraz. 40-30. 40-30. As we get a forehand from Rude into the forehand of Alcaraz. Rude with the backhand. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz puts it away. Again, that forehand, man. It's the forehand. You got to stay away from the forehand. Sinner's better than Alcaraz. Sinner's better than Alcaraz. Sinner's better than Alcaraz. Nobody asked. All right, deuce on both courts. Raducanu serves. Down to see the backhand of Pegula. Forehand from Raducanu. Into the back of Pegula as Raducanu forehand again. Down the line's a winner. Beautiful shot, Raducanu. All right, advantage Raducanu. As Alcaraz forehand return goes long, and it's advantage Rude. Advantage Rude. As Raducanu gets the game, and it's 3-all. And Rude hits it out, and we get back to deuce. All right, deuce. As Rude serves again. First serve's a fault by Rude. Second serve. Nice hitting there from Pegula. 15-love. As Alcaraz back in, down the line goes long. It's advantage Rude. Advantage Rude. As he serves to win the first game. Serving to the front of Alcaraz. Return goes long. All right, Rude holds. 1-love. 1-0. All right, 40-love. Pegula to take the lead again. All right, Pegula holds. 4-3. All right, Alcaraz to serve. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Ooh. Second serve. Into the backhand of Rude. Alcaraz forehand. Goes wide. Okay. I'll tell you this. This is interesting. If Alcaraz's forehand is ridiculous, right? But if Rude can defend against it and try and make him hit a couple extra forehands, and Alcaraz starts to miss a couple, do you reckon that might work? As Alcaraz comes to the net, Rude with a pass, goes long. I mean, Rude has to be flawless, right? He can't give away points. Any chance he gets to win a point, he has to take it. He has to be like 0 unforced errors, right? But if Rude can defend well, and also with the spin that Rude has on his forehand himself, he's actually got a pretty underrated spinny forehand. He's got Rafa top spin, but it's right-handed at times. If he's able to kick his forehand into the Alcaraz forehand, it might make him spray it. Alcaraz hitting forehands above his shoulder is going to be a lot harder for him to crush the ball and control it up here than it is normally. So I wonder if maybe Rude, with his forehand, ripping it to the forehand of Alcaraz might actually be a good strategy. Now, I don't know how high it's going to bounce because of the court speeds, in the court surface, but if Rude's able to like really rip that forehand into Alcaraz and kick it up to above his shoulder, that could be interesting. Might be awkward for Alcaraz. By the way, great body serve, Alcaraz. 30-15. But we'll see. 30-all. As Alcaraz serves again. As Rude in the net on the return, 40-30. Love 15 here. Pegula trying to get the break and serve for the second. Backhand Raducanu. Into the back of Pegula. Raducanu can't get that one. Love 30. Nice hitting from Pegula. All right, love 30. All right, serve and volley from Alcaraz. And Rude can't get it. Ridiculous drop volley by Alcaraz. Just, I mean... Like, just the touch that Alcaraz has at the net is insanity. Like that was... Man, I mean, like, it bounces sideways as well, so it's even harder for the opponent to get to it. Even the quickest player's not getting to that ball in time. All right, 1-0. 15-30 here, though, Raducanu. She's in a little trouble. 15-30 as Raducanu serves again. The topspin doesn't bother Sinner's forehand that much. That's because Sinner's taller. So it's harder to hit it like above Sinner's shoulders. I'm pretty much like everybody else, trying to figure out if there's a way to actually beat Alcaraz when he's playing well. Nobody can figure it out. That's why he's number one. But I'm just throwing out ideas. What if Rude rips some forehands that kick up high? Because Alcaraz is not 6'4". He's 6 foot, right? So if you are going to be able to spin that forehand high enough to either push Alcaraz back, as Rude comes to the net, Alcaraz with a lovely lob. It's 30-15. Again, if Alcaraz starts to hit forehands above his shoulder, that's going to be harder for him to try and do what he does. But again, we're just trying to brainstorm. Just brainstorming it, like trying to figure it out. Like the rest of the world, right? Anyway, it's 40-30. Raducanu to level the second. Great love. Rude was in a position to hit the smash. He just wasn't ready to move back for it. All right, backhand slice from Raducanu. Pegula backhand, the back of Raducanu. Pegula with the forehand again, the back of Raducanu. Into the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu forehand cross court. Pegula again to the forehand of Raducanu. Into the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu backhand slice. Pegula slices it back again to the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula again to the forehand of Raducanu. Into the slice of Pegula. Raducanu forehand again. Pegula's got it. Another forehand from Raducanu down the line. Great shot. Pegula gets there with the slice, but it's long. 4-4. Nice hold by Raducanu. All right, 40-15. Rude to stay in front. 40-15. So the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Rude down the line. Alcaraz backhand goes wide. All right, Rude keeps his lead 2-1. All right. Back to Pegula. 4-4. 4-0. As Raducanu returns, the back end of Pegula. Pegula hits a winner. And it's 15 love. All right, serving to the back end of Raducanu. Back end of Pegula. The slice of Raducanu. Volley from Pegula. Too good. 30 love. Rude is already feeling overheated. He's already pouring water on his head. Rude's already getting feeling warm. All right, 30 love. Serving to the back of Raducanu. Forehand from Pegula. Into the forehand of Raducanu. It's Pegula forehand on the stretch. Raducanu back in down the middle. Slice goes back in by Pegula. Raducanu forehand to the forehand of Pegula, who hits a wide. Yeah, Pegula just missed it wide. 30-15. Emma's not winning. Well, she is winning. She's up to 6-3. 30-15. But if Raducanu wins, we know you're just going to disappear anyway, so can't even hold you to it. 30-15, Raducanu returns the forehand to Pegula. Raducanu backhand slice goes nowhere. 40-15. All right, Alcaraz serves. Into the backhand of Rude. Alcaraz backhand goes wide. I'll tell you what, Alcaraz's backhand right now is not great. Love 15. His backhand is a little bit sloppy to start this match. I'm sure it will improve, but... All right, Pegula holds 5-4. All right. Love 15 is going to return from Rude. Alcaraz with a drop shot. Rude's going to get there with a slice. Then Alcaraz forehand lob. Rude with a backhand smash. Goes long. All right, 15 all. $15 all. A bit of fault from Alcaraz. Second serve. As Rude hits the return, but Alcaraz makes the error. 15-30. All right. Alcaraz with a fault. Second serve. Try to kick it out to the backhand of Rude. Didn't work. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Rude. Return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Rude, backhand, forehand. Again to the forehand of Alcaraz. Now Rude with a forehand. Again to the forehand of Alcaraz, but Rude overhits it. 30 all. All right, Raducanu serving to stay in the second. All right, 30 all. Backhand to backhand rally. Good shot from Rude. Slice my Alcaraz, and then Rude goes down the line. Alcaraz puts up a lob. Rude with a smash. Not good enough. And then Alcaraz with a lovely lob. And it goes in. I mean, Rude... Alcaraz is laughing. 40-30. Ridiculous. Like, Rude played a decent point, and Alcaraz still just... I mean, the lob hit the back of the line, but it's not lucky. He meant it. 40-30. Rude played a good point. He just didn't do enough with the volley. Anyways, Pegula in the net, 15-0. Crazy. Just Alcaraz being crazy, you know. Another day, another Alcaraz ridiculous rally. Then he serves an ace, 2-0. Two all. Now, let's see what Raducanu can do if she can avoid a third set. As that goes in the net by Pegula, 30-15. $30-15. And Raducanu serves again. $30. There's Raducanu under a bit of pressure now. $30. Raducanu serves a fault, second serve. All right, Alcaraz love 30. Love 30. As Raducanu serves a 30-0. And for Pegula. Pegula hits it out. 40-30. $40-30, Raducanu. To level the second. Serve out wide. The back of Pegula. Return goes in. Raducanu forehand winner. All right, 5-5. Raducanu holds. Keeps the pressure on Pegula to keep this match alive. 15-30, Rude. Trying not to get broken as that goes out by Alcaraz on the return. 30-0. 30-0. As Rude serves again. The backhand of Alcaraz, but it's a let. All right, 30-0. As Rude hits a slice. Alcaraz comes in with a slice backhand, but he just missed it. And it's 40-30 Rude to stay in front as with a backhand from Pegula into the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula on the stretch. Raducanu's there with a backhand cross court. Pegula with a backhand pass. Raducanu volleys it away. Good rally. 30-15. 40-30, Rude. To stay in front as he crushes the forehand but hits in the net. Deuce. Man, Rude had an easy shot, but he just tried to hit it way too hard. Smash it straight into the ground, or straight into the net. 40-15 here, Pegula to take a 6-5 lead. Potapova wins, cool. 40-15, Pegula to get the lead again. She serves a fault, second serve. As Alcaraz returns the backhand of Rude, backhand of Alcaraz to the backhand of Rude. Alcaraz forehand, again the backhand of Rude. Into the backhand of Alcaraz, Rude with a forehand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz, now Rude with a forehand down the line. Alcaraz gets with the backhand. Rude hits the backhand long, though. Yeah, you can't afford to do that. It's crazy because, like, it's almost as if as soon as Rude has a chance to hit any sort of a winner, he's got to hit it. Like, there was, like, a glimpse of a shot down the line on the backhand in that last point, in that last shot that he hit long. Instead of hitting it backhand down the middle long, just go backhand down the line, rip it. And if it goes out anyway, who cares? I mean, that's what where we're at the moment playing Alcaraz. You just got to redline it. Like you just got to do that. Like Rude going, oh, I'm just going to get back in the rally is not going to cut it. He's better off just trying to hit that winner down the line. And if you miss, you miss, right? I mean, at least you miss on your terms. Backhand from Rude into the slice of Alcaraz. Now Rude with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz goes forehand, but long. Okay, another error on that forehand. Alcaraz is making a couple of weird shots, like spraying a couple of those forehands. All right, Raducanu trying to get to a tiebreak in the second set. All right, deuce. As Rude serves again. Into the back of Alcaraz. Return goes wide. And Rude gets to advantage. Advantage Rude. Stay in front. There's two players that I want to see play Alcaraz before the end of this year. One of them is Shelton and one of them is Rune. As Rude hits a drop shot off the tape, Alcaraz gets a back though. Rude with a slice down the line, goes long. Rude's mistake was not coming to the net. All right, advantage disappears. Back to deuce. I want to see Shelton play Alcaraz, and I want to see Rune play Alcaraz. Those are the two guys that I want to see play Alcaraz before the end of this season. Because I think both of them this year have shown that they can push Alcaraz. But also I want to see, because it's like Alcaraz has gotten so much better since they played him last time they played him, right? So I'd love to see those guys get another shot at Alcaraz. This version of Alcaraz, this better version. And then we can really see, well, if those guys can't trouble Alcaraz, then Alcaraz is even better than... I mean, we already think he's the best, right? But as Alcaraz hits a backhand volley on the line, as Rude was going for a drop shot, I don't know what he was doing. He was running for a drop shot. Rude was running the wrong way. Advantage, back to deuce. No, advantage Alcaraz, my bad. Advantage Alcaraz to get the break. Raducanu serving to get to a tiebreak. There's a bit of forehand now from Raducanu down the line. The backhand slice of Pegula. Raducanu comes in, puts it away. 30 love. Advantage Alcaraz to get the break. As Rude serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the forehand of Alcaraz. Back in a Rude. Alcaraz forehand down the line. Just missed. Rude survives. Barely. He barely survives. All right, back to deuce. Raducanu, 40 love. She hits it in the net. 40-15. My guess is Shelton's over the season. He's literally playing next week. Shelton's playing Shanghai. Rude serves an ace. That is gold. Advantage Rude. All right, Raducanu to get the tiebreak. 40-15. Yeah, Alcaraz's forehand is a little bit off today. A little bit. But it could get better. Like, to start the match, his forehand is not as good as it has been, but he's still going for it, and it's only just missing, so I wouldn't say that he's having a bad day on the forehand yet. It's way too early. He's crushing that forehand. He's just missing slightly. As he hits that back in the net, Alcaraz, and it's 3-2 Rude. I don't know how Rude's still in front. He is staying in front just. All right, 30. What is it? 3-2. All right, 40-30, by the way. Pegula in the net. And Raducanu gets to the tiebreak in the second. Can she get it done in straights? Raducanu's won 12 out of 18 tiebreaks this year. Nice. All right. Yeah, Hurkacz is done for the year. So is Draper. I think Dimitrov might be as well. Haddad Maya, Collins, Svitolina. Yeah. I think Ons is also out as well. Jabeur, right? As that backhand goes wide by Raducanu, and it's 1-love Pegula. 1-0 Pegula. Are there chat guidelines anywhere? Yeah, why? Someone making a mess. All right. As Pegula gets the mini break. Raducanu hits a backhand wide. 2-love. 2-0. All right. 2-1. Raducanu on the board. And Pegula with a mini break. 2-1. As Raducanu hits a winner. 2-0. We're back on serve. 2-0. 2-2. Alcaraz comes to the net, by the way. 15-love as he hits a volley away. Again, Rude's got it. Like, I feel like something that... I mean, okay, how does Rude play out of his skin? I feel like down the line backhands are something that Rude doesn't do. He's got to do that. Because that one-handed slice backhand cross-court when Alcaraz at the net is never going to cut it. Like, Alcaraz is not missing that shot. So you've got to just rip a two-handed down the line. And maybe Alcaraz gets that too, but you've just got to do that. As Rude hits a winner 30-15. Anyways, 3-2 Raducanu. Because, okay, also, you got to remember, when playing Alcaraz now, it's not so much like, what do you have to do against Alcaraz to beat him? Like, just backhand down the line win against Alcaraz? Well, no. Not everyone can just do that and expect to win. But the players that do something that Alcaraz is not expecting, right? As Raducanu gets a 4-2, they change ends. So it's not so much that a down-the-line backhand beats Alcaraz. It's that Rude doing that when Alcaraz is thinking, oh, he's just going to hit it cross-court like always, and then you surprise him because you do something different, which is what Fritz did in Laver Cup, right? The first couple of games, Fritz was playing different, and Alcaraz was like, hang on, my game plan was for you for when we played at Wimbledon, not this. Who the hell is this guy, right? As Rude hits a backhand winner down the line. All right, 40-30. You know what I mean? Like, Alcaraz is coming out here going, okay, I'm playing this guy, and these are the strategies, and this is the game that you play. If you play a different game, Alcaraz isn't ready for that guy. So he's just got to rip backhands down the line, which is not what Alcaraz will be expecting from Rude. Now, if he's playing someone like a Runa or a Sinner, Alcaraz would be expecting that. So he'd be ready for that, and he'd be able to compete that and against that, right? But for Rude, going down the line with a backhand is not his thing. So Alcaraz is not going to be expecting it. So Rude's got to do it. And he might miss. But he's going to lose if he doesn't do it. You know what I mean? Same with that. It's the same thing with Fritz, right? Fritz doesn't go down the line backhands. But when he did, look what happened. Anyways, 5-2. Raducanu is 2 points away from the win here. which will be her second top 10 win of the year. And her best win of the year. 5-3 Raducanu. Pegula serving. As Pegula serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve is Pegula hits a fault. First serve was a let. Second serve was a fault. Third serve, as Rude wins a point, 15-love. Serve to the forehand, Raducanu. Return goes back into Pegula. Raducanu backhand into the net. 5-4. Raducanu is going to serve the match. By the way, Rude is doing a good job at hitting angles. That last rally, angled cross-court backhands, very effective. That was a good strategy. But that's to push Alcaraz wide enough so then he can go down the line. If he needs to, right? To get Alcaraz out of the way. So that he can open the court for that winner. All right, Raducanu serving for this match. 5-4. Element of surprise, exactly. All right, serve Raducanu. Nope. Raducanu serves the back of Pegula, but it's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault Raducanu. 5-5. You can tell she's nervous. You know, she knows this is a big opportunity. Huge win on the cards. 5-5. Still on Raducanu's serve, though. Alcaraz hits a backhand winner down the line. He must have heard me. 15-30. Anyway, serve from Raducanu with the forehand. Pegula return. The backhand of Raducanu. Pegula. Slice. There's Raducanu backhand down the line. Great shot. Match point Raducanu. 6-5. But it's on Pegula's serve, and Raducanu is looking stressed. She is looking stressed. She is breathing very heavy. And she is looking nervous, but she has a match point. All right, Pegula to serve, though. As Pegula serves a fault. Rude's down break points, by the way, 15-40. All right, second serve, Pegula. Into the back of Raducanu. Great return. Pegula goes down the line for a winner, though. That's just too good. 6-6. Raducanu hit a good return. Pegula just was there and ready to go. Great backhand from Pegula. Anyways, Rude hits it down the line. Alcaraz on the stretch. Rude backhand cross court. Alcaraz is there with a pass. Rude with a volley. Alcaraz is going to get there because... No, he's not. Oh, he didn't get there. He didn't get there. What was that? 30-40. Rude saves one. Just so he can get there. It's weird. It's usually the opposite where I'm like, oh, Alcaraz doesn't get there and he wins a point. Anyways, still break point for Rude. Sorry, for Alcaraz against Rude. All right, Raducanu, though, just had a match point. And now, Pegula with a great serve gets a set point. 7-6 Pegula. Nice serving Rude. Back to deuce. All right, Raducanu down set point. She serves. To the forehand, Pegula. Raducanu forehand. Into the backhand of Pegula is Raducanu. Forehand again. To the backhand of Pegula is Raducanu. Forehand cross court. Pegula gets on the stretch. Raducanu down the line. Pegula's there with the backhand. Raducanu forehand again. As Pegula slices it. Raducanu comes in. Puts it away. 7-all. Both of these ladies are playing so well under pressure. At least when they're down set point. They've been playing really good points. 7-all. Rude trying to stay in front. As Alcaraz backhand down the line. Goes long. Alcaraz is spraying a little bit today. Advantage Rude. Advantage Rude to stay in front. Alcaraz had a lot of chances to break Rude, and he hasn't taken any of them. That's got to be annoying. Anyway, 7-0. 7 the front of Pegula. Pegula in the net. 8-7 Raducanu. Match point number 2. All right. Match point number 2 as Pegula serves. As into the backhand, but it's a fault. Rude holds, by the way. Good hold. 4-3. All right. Second serve, Pegula. Match point 2 for Raducanu. Second serve into the back of Raducanu. Pegula backhand down the line. Hit the tape, goes in. Raducanu forehand inside out. Comes to the net. Pegula passing shot winner. Raducanu is just trying to get an error out of Pegula. Just waiting for an error. She's not going for the win, Raducanu. And Pegula is too solid. And Raducanu just said a bad word. At all. She said fa la 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 la. 8-all. Raducanu just played a little safe. As Pegula hits a serve down the tee, Raducanu gets it back. 4-4 rally. As Pegula down the line, Raducanu's there with the backhand. Into the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu sliced. Pegula comes to the net with a volley. Raducanu's got it. And Pegula volleys it. Wide! Wait! It was wide? No. Yes. No. Yes. Pegula hit it wide. 9-8 Raducanu. The volley went wide. That was an opportunity for Pegula. She had the shot. Match point number 3, but this one's on Raducanu's serve. Raducanu's just thinking, give me an ace. Come on. Just one serve. And make her shank the return or something. There's one big serve needed for the best win of her season so far. Raducanu serves. Down the tee, the forehand of Pegula. Return goes in the back of Raducanu. She shanks it. It goes in. Pegula forehand is a moon ball. Into the backhand of Raducanu. Pegula with a forehand. Cross court. Raducanu gets it. Pegula forehand. Cross court again. Raducanu gets it. And hits it. Out. 9-all. They change ends. 3 match points saved. Not much. I mean, Raducanu was... That was a tough rally. Pegula again, just under pressure is ridiculous. All right, Raducanu still got a serve though, 9-all. As Alcaraz serving volleys, Rude with a pass. Was that in? Was that in? Yes. What a shot by Rude. Holy shit. 15-all. All right, Casper. I'm sorry that I underestimated your forehand. That's not true. I didn't underestimate. You did. That was you. You underestimated it. I told you his forehand was good. He did Alcaraz to Alcaraz. What the hell? Anyways, 9-all. Raducanu serves. That's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Oh, Rude with a forehand lob. Oh, okay. Raducanu serving to the forehand of Pegula. Forehand of Raducanu on the net. 10-9 to Pegula. Rude's hit 2 great forehands, and Alcaraz is in a little trouble. What a lob. 15-30. All right, 10-9. Pegula, set point on her serve. She saved 3 match points already. Pegula to take it to a third. Backhand return, Raducanu to the backhand of Pegula. Raducanu, forehand inside out, goes wide. We're going 3. Pegula survives. Let's hope Raducanu's not thinking about Krejcikova match. We're going 3. Rude's got set break points. Hello? 15-40. Alcaraz serves. What's going on? Alcaraz serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Rude. He's standing really far back. Alcaraz forehand goes long. What is that forehand? Rude breaks! (5-3). 2 forehands by Rude and an error by Alcaraz. That's what that took. What the hell? 5-3. Casper Ruud's going to serve for the set. Huh? All right, Rude serves. Alcaraz returns it short. Rude comes to the net, but hits it long. All right, not over yet. Alcaraz is still in the set. Don't worry about it. Love 15. All right, love 15. As Rude serves again. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Rude. As Alcaraz crushes a forehand, but he hits a wide. Jeez, Alcaraz's forehand is not working. 15-0. His forehand is flying all over the place. 15-0. Rude serves again. Into the back of Alcaraz. Forehand from Rude is a winner. This top spin. It's the spin. What did I tell you about Rude's spin? The top spin crushes it. 30-15. It's that top spin of Casper Ruud. Rips it for a winner. 30-15. As Ruud hits a great serve again, and Alcaraz is getting angry. He's yelling at himself. Oh, Alcaraz is pissed at himself. He is getting annoyed. 40-15. Where's that guy that said Alcaraz plays better when he's angry? Wrong? He's playing terrible. 40-15. Ruud with the set points. Back in Alcaraz. That goes out. Ruud wins the first. Where are we? Hello? Hello, where are we? All right. First set in the bag to Casper Ruud. Okay. Cool. Alcaraz's forehand is not the same. By the way, Alcaraz had 4 break points, didn't convert any. Ruud had 1. Ruud had 1. Cam is so annoying. Then go away. Go away. You're not. Why are you here? You don't have to be here. This is not school and this is not mandatory. Go away. How weird is it to watch something that you don't like? So stupid. Come on. You can watch something else. Go away. All right, love 30. Has got a double fault from Raducanu. Love 40. Leave. All right, love 40. Chance for Pegula to break. Raducanu's got to snap out of thinking about matches that happened in the past. As you hit the forehand in the middle for a winner. 15-30. All right, 15-30. All right. By the way, this is where Alcaraz is going to start like going nuts. So Ruud needs to prepare. He needs to be ready for this. Because Alcaraz... Rude's got to play like he lost the first set. He's got to... Alcaraz is going to get crazy. Rude with a lovely backhand winner, though. If Rude drops his level, we're going to a third in like 20 minutes. We're going 3 in 20 minutes. If Rude doesn't stay alive. He's got to stay awake. 30-40. Still break point for Pegula. First game of the second. Sorry, the third. All right, 30-40. Alcaraz puts away the forehand. It's 15-0. All right, Raducanu serves again. 30-40. 30-40. Is it a backhand rally? Raducanu into the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu forehand. Again to the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu again to the backhand of Pegula. Into the forehand now of Raducanu. Forehand of Pegula. Again, the backhand of Raducanu is Pegula forehand cross court. Raducanu gets it. Pegula goes down the line. Raducanu's there with the backhand. Pegula with the drop shot is a winner. Raducanu doesn't even run to it. All right. 30-40, and it's break, and it's Pegula with a 1-love lead in the third. And, by the way, Alcaraz forehand again, but Rude too good. Great forehand from Rude. 15-30. 15-30. Alcaraz serves. Into the backhand of Rude. Serve and volley. Alcaraz. Good pickup. Rude can't get that. This is too good. 30-all. 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 As Alcaraz serves again. As Rude returns the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Rude. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Rude backhand again. Alcaraz there with the forehand cross court. Rude gets it. Alcaraz backhand into the slice of Rude. Alcaraz comes in with a volley. Rude's going to get the drop volley back. Slice cross court, but Alcaraz down the line in the nets. Good hands by Rude. And he's got a break point. Rude 30-40. I'll tell you this, chat. Again, we're grasping at straws to figure out how to beat Alcaraz. Because usually it's based on what he does. But I'll tell you, when Alcaraz is playing, when he feels like he's playing better than the other guy, but he's losing, that gets into his head. There's been a lot of matches over the time where Alcaraz has been better and playing better than his opponent, but he's down. And remember, what was it? Was it 2023 US Open semis against Medvedev? He was better in the first couple of sets, but then he was losing. And he was getting angry. So, it's so hard to just try and hang on, right? But that's what Rude did in that first set. He just hung on, saved the break points when he needed to, and then when Alcaraz didn't take his chances, and Rude did, Alcaraz started to get pissed. And at least that's how the first set happened anyway. Forehand to forehand rally, Alcaraz puts that away. But Rude's got to keep it together now. Otherwise, Alcaraz is going to forget about the first set in 20 minutes and we're going to go 3. So Rude's got to hang on. 40-15, by the way. Pegula to try and take the game, and she does. 2-love. 2-love. You make tennis exciting for those who can't watch. Thank you. No worries. All right. Alcaraz holds 1-love in the second. All right. 2-love Pegula. It's Raducanu tries to hold and get on the board here in the final set. This now becomes a physical battle for Raducanu because we know that Pegula can go all day. Raducanu, I mean, mentally and physically, this is going to be a huge battle for Raducanu. But it also becomes a huge physical battle because we're over 2 hours and Pegula is not going to break physically. And with those match points, that just adds to the pain, right? So Raducanu has to hold here. This is a must-hold game. 15-0. All right, double fault from Rude. Love 15. As Raducanu serves. A fault, second serve. As the return goes to forehand of Raducanu. Raducanu hits it out. 15-30. Chance for Pegula for the double break. Rude hits it out, love 30. This is terrible for Rude. He can't do this. All right, return goes to the forehand of Raducanu. Forehand from Pegula. Raducanu down the line. Pegula with the backhand cross court. Raducanu gets it. Pegula backhand again. Is a winner. Raducanu's not running for everything anymore. 15-40. Yeah, Raducanu looks spent. 15-40. Also, love 40 for Alcaraz. All right, Raducanu serves. And ace down the tee. That's one. 30-40. Good serve from Rude. He saves one as well. 15-40. Rude with a serve. As the return goes in from Alcaraz, the backhand of Rude. Alcaraz to the forehand of Rude. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Rude with the forehand of the stretch. Alcaraz in control. Gets the break finally. 2-love. Rude just snoozed. And Pegula also breaks. Double break, 3-love. Pegula in the second. Some people are saying that Alcaraz is injured in the chat. Is he feeling injured today? Alcaraz has an injury, yeah, but that's not why he's losing. Alcaraz has an ankle has had an ankle problem all week, but it's not affecting his play today. Like I'm watching, Alcaraz looks normal today. He doesn't look like he's hurt at all. But yeah, he did get injured at the start of the week. And it has affected him at times this week, but no, I wouldn't. That's not why he lost the first set. He lost the first set because he didn't take his chances, and Rude did. And Rude maybe surprised him a little bit at how good he was playing. All right, Alcaraz though, 2-love. Hits a drop shot. Rude gets it back, but it's wide. 15-love. And Pegula, who saved 3 match points in the second set tiebreak, is now 3-love in the third with a double break. Nice serve by Alcaraz. 30-love. 30-love. Alcaraz serves again. Another ace. 40-love. All right, let's just get to the third set. Is Cam an Alcaraz fanboy? Yes. 40-love. 40-love is Alcaraz with another great serve, and it's 3-love. Love. 3-love Alcaraz in the second, in the blink of an eye. 15-0. Raducanu trying to get one of these breaks back. She has to if she's any chance of winning this match. She has to break back now. At least one break. She's got to get one of these breaks back now. 15-0. Serve to the forehand of Raducanu. Return goes to the forehand of Pegula. Raducanu backhand. Slice. Into the forehand of Pegula. Pegula hits a win up. Yeah, Raducanu's not running for everything. She stopped running. 30-15. Raducanu can't again become the number one or even a great player if she remains playing like this with mentality. I mean, I disagree. All right, 30-15. Serving to the forehand of Raducanu. Return is long. 40-15. It's funny because, like, at the start of the day, there was a lot more people that were like, oh, Raducanu's got no chance. And now those same people are like, oh, I can't believe she lost it. You're like, bro, those same people weren't giving her a shot at the start of the day. So, like, now you're like, oh, she should have won. Like, no. Be consistent. 4-love. If you told me at the start of the day Raducanu will have match points against Pegula but lose, I would have said, that's still a decent result for Raducanu. To come within this close to beating the number 7 in the world, I think that's a pretty good effort. Yeah, okay, it sucks that she's done it twice now where she's had match points, and she's lost to Krejcikova and Raducanu, and Pegula, right, if she loses. But if you told me at the start of the day she'll have 3 match points against Pegula but lose, I would have said, okay, that's not a bad result. It sucks, but it's also better than having 3 match points against a qualifier and losing, right? You're losing to a top 10 player. Pegula's super stubborn too. It's not like she's losing to a random. Disappointing, yes, but still a great result for Raducanu. And that's her next step. That's what next year will be. This year was about getting her ranking up. She's close, she's seeded, right, at these kind of tournaments, top 30. Next will be figuring out how to beat that top 10 because that's what's stopping her at the moment. Is Raducanu coming up against these Grand Slam champions, top 10 players consistently. She can figure that out. That's when she'll get to top 20. That's when she'll get to the quarterfinals of these tournaments, right? But again, even though this is not a great, like this is a tough loss. It's not a bad loss. 15-0. Because she's this close. She was this close. She's been this close to beating some of these great players. She was this close against Sabalenka the other week as well, remember? When she took it to a tiebreak. So again, Pegula's, and I'm sure she'll say as much. Sorry, not Pegula, Raducanu. I'm sure Raducanu will say as much in the press conference. She'll be like, this sucks. But the fact that I am in these matches with these players is a positive sign. As with a backhand rally, Pegula now with a forehand from Raducanu. Raducanu, it's a winner, 30-0. She hasn't lost yet, true, but also Pegula's doesn't give away these leads much. 30-0. All right, Rude trying to get on the board here in the second, 40-15. All right, Rude holds. 3-1 Alcaraz in the second. As Raducanu forehand with Pegula, but Raducanu overhits it. 30-40. Pegula to take a 5-love lead and serve the match. $30-40. It shows how mentally strong Pegula is as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pegula is she is underrated. Her and Rude, very underrated. For sure. 30-40. As Raducanu serves again. Into the back of Pegula. Good return. Raducanu forehand on the stretch. Goes out. Pegula, 5-love. She is going to serve for the match. And to play Kostruk in a couple of days and avoid what would have been an upset. This would have been an upset. All right. Rude's down break in the second, 3-1. As Rude hits a slice in the net. 30 love. All right, 30 love. All right, 40 love Alcaraz. I can see tears in Cam's eyes. Oh, bro, you don't even know. You don't even know. I am so devastated. I haven't been this sad in weeks. 40 love. As with a serve out wide, the backhand of Rude. Rude hits a wide. 4-1 Alcaraz. He is cruising now. All right. 4-1 in 20 minutes in the second set, Alcaraz. All right. Pegula's going to serve the match to get back to a fourth round of a 1,000. And again, I mean, we said this at the start of the match too. Pegula-Raducanu is such a cool matchup. Like, they've only ever played really good matches. It's never, the 4 times they've played, 3 of them have been 3-setters. It's a good matchup. They played an epic in Miami. This one was probably the best match, the best matchup, or the most dramatic match they've ever played. Pegula-Raducanu is a fun match. 15 love. Serving to the 4 to Raducanu. 4 from Pegula. Goes wide. 15 all. $15 all. And ace down the tee from Pegula, 30-15. Emma desperately needs a sports psychologist. All right, so you've pressed the nuclear option. Cool. Love that for you. You've gone the most radical option. Off, 2 losses? As with a slice now to the forehand of Pegula, and Pegula hits a wide 30-all. I don't think she needs a sports psychologist. I mean, she probably already has one. They all have them. They just don't bring them on tour every day. Because that's expensive. 30-all. As Pegula serves. Into the back of Raducanu, back into Pegula. Into the back of Raducanu, but she hits it in the net. Match point, Pegula, 40-30. To get out of this one alive. To keep her Shanghai hopes alive. Oh, sorry, her Beijing hopes alive. Shanghai's next week. Alcaraz with the tweener, but it's straight to Rude at the net. 30 love. As Pegula serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Raducanu. Good return winner. We get the deuce. I love it how Raducanu haters are giving out advice. The people that don't like Raducanu are giving her advice. Good one. His first has a foul. She should fire her coach. Okay, good one. Good one. All right, deuce. Backhand return. Into the slice of Pegula. 4-1 for Raducanu. Into the back of Pegula. Lob goes up. Raducanu puts away the smash, though. And she gets a break-back point. All right. Advantage Raducanu to get back on serve. Or to get one of the... We're a long way away from back on serve. To get one of the breaks back. All right. Advantage Raducanu. As Pegula serves a fault second serve. Rude holds, by the way. 4-2 Alcaraz with the break in the second. Serving the 4 to Raducanu. Return goes long. All right, deuce. We get the deuce. By the way, winner of Rude versus Alcaraz will take on Fritz tomorrow in the final. Advantage Pegula. Emma will always be the bridesmaid, never the bride. She literally won a Grand Slam. She's already been the bride. What do you mean? I don't think you know what that term is. That's okay, though. Pegula serves. A fault. Second serve. Raducanu could retire tomorrow, and I think she'd be fine. She'd be happy. She'd be like, I won a Grand Slam. What do you want? She did something at tennis that most players don't even get the chance to do. As that goes down, the return from Raducanu, Pegula wins. She survives. 3 match points saved. She gets it done in 3. Raducanu just ran out of gas, and probably disappointment on Raducanu's part for not converting the match points in the tie break. So you can put it down to both mental and physical fatigue. But Pegula, man, she is. I mean, we underestimate her. A lot of people underestimate her. And I know, look, Raducanu fans that pretend like they don't like her and they just like, but they watch everything she does because they're weird like that. They're going to say like, oh, bagel. All right, oh, bagel. But Raducanu, if you are a fan of Raducanu, she's had a very good season. She's only losing to top 10 players recently or Grand Slam champions. And not to mention, she's not getting smoked by them. It's not like she gets to the top 10 players and she loses love and love, right? Yeah, Swiatek did that once. Or not love and love, but, love and one. But Raducanu's year has been very solid. And yeah, there's been some disappointing losses. She lost to Krejcikova with match points. She lost to Pegula today with match points. She obviously had Sabalenka on the ropes in Cincinnati where she had a chance to win, but she couldn't take it. But again, it's not been a bad year at all. She's currently, 32 in the world? And if she, next year, gets those opportunities and she takes them, it'll be she'll go from 30 to 20. That's going to be the difference. If she can convert some of those matches that she had opportunities and she lost, those are going to be the turning point to take her from 30 to 20 and in the top 20. So she's not far away. She's played a lot of top 10 players this year. She's only won the one match against top 10, but she's had opportunities to play top 10. Most players probably have played top 10 players 3 times, maybe, right? So the fact that she's only being stopped by the best players in the world, it's not a bad year. Disappointing result today, but still shouldn't be. It's anyone who's going to judge Raducanu on the last 2 losses she's had, or even the losses she's had in general, are not looking hard enough. They're just looking at the surface and going, "Oh, match points lost, boo." Yeah, who to though, right? So yeah. Anyways, we're going to merge the streams because Alcaraz is about to win the second to take us to a third. So if you want to keep watching Alcaraz-Rude, which you should because it's interesting. I want to see how Rude deals with the third set because Alcaraz is just going nuts in the second. And Rude is, he's hanging on. He's hanging on. And he has to serve first in the third, Rude. So he's got to win this game here. Make Alcaraz serve for the set. But Pegula comes back from the dead. Saves 3 match points. Wins the 6-love third set. She's in the 4th round. She'll take on Kostyuk in a couple of days. But Pegula wins in 3.